you want to talk about the giveaway stuff first? Do you want to have a story?
Oh shit, I don't even have a story. But yeah, we can talk about the giveaway first. We do have a couple of the car fresheners left. If you guys want to go ahead and leave a review and like snag one up, I believe we only have like 5 or 6 left, you know?
If you left a review, but you didn't leave like your Instagram hand or anything, let us know too. We'll definitely still honor that.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, all the other ones, they should be on the way. So keep an eye out in your mail for those. And hopefully you'll get them soon.
Yep, for sure. But you don't have a story for this week?
No.
Damn.
I completely forgot.
Did I ever tell you the time I I gave, I think it was King Louie a Red Bull and some like Cheetos and cheese. Did I tell you about that?
That's so random. What? Where?
At the Michoacana.
He pulled up.
Yeah. So
I'm
I guess
dead.
for those who don't know, my uncle owns Michoacana in the south side of Chicago, like the surrounding suburb area. And for like the first year of their opening, I helped them out. I was there like helping them make the ice cream, make the aguas, like all that stuff. And sometimes like when it was busy in the front and there was low, they just needed more coverage in the front, I would help in the front too. And so one time, I'm on the register, and this dude just comes up and is like, "Oh, let me get a Red Bull." But like he was so pushy though. like he wanted it, and I'm like, "Oh, cool, like for sure, like I can get that for you, but like just
Give me
you
a
gotta
second.
pay first." You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how this works. And so he didn't like that, but he didn't like he just made a little face, but he wasn't like, "Oh, like fuck you," all like that. He was cool, and at first, not gonna lie, I didn't know it was King Louie because I never really listened to his music like that. Like I know who he is, just like I don't really.
You don't really
keep up
know
with
his like
celebrities.
face like that.
Dude, I'm terrible at faces of celebrities. Terrible. And so, but like everybody there was like, "Oh, like do you know who that was? Like this was that, this was that," and I was like, "Oh man, I guess."
Oh, and they were like, "Oh, this is him," and you're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, like I just pissed
Damn.
him off over a Red Bull.
Look, I wouldn't even say he's like an A-list celebrity though. Like, let's calm down.
Yeah, it's like A-list for like Chicago.
I guess yeah, but like for you to be like, "Oh, pushy because you have to pay for a Red Bull first." Like, let's calm down. Let's chill.
And they always get them like people always ask for them in the cup, so you have to serve it in the cup because they don't want it in the can.
Oh, did he do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
And he got that and like some Cheetos and cheese and shit, and then just like some
a staple.
like the usual. But dude, and he pulled out his wallet. This man had like at least 30 cards in that wallet. That
What
bitch
the
was
fuck?
thick. Yeah, and it had so
They're all
many
rewards cards.
To all the different Michoacanas.
Yeah, they all have a different point system.
Hey, young America, we need to talk about something called grass. Not that grass. I'm talking about marijuana.
It's stimulating, mind expanding.
But yeah, we were just talking about how Jackie feels nervous about recording these episodes.
Yeah, I feel like the more and more people are like following us and like we're just like growing the following right now, I feel pressured to make better content, you know? So which is like why every morning I'm kind of nervous because like if it's not good, like I'm worried that people are gonna be like, fuck this, like this isn't good anymore, like I'm gonna unfollow, you know, even though we just started. So that's my thing.
Well, I don't know, like, do you feel like the conversation's even changed much, like, since we started? Not that it's changed much, but, like,
No.
we've gotten better?
I think we've gotten a lot better. I just think it's the pressure of, like, all eyes on me, you know, all eyes on us. So.
I don't know. I try to block that out. I try to literally just keep seeing it. Like how you were saying, like people on the internet don't exist. And, like, our life on the internet doesn't really exist. So if we just keep, I don't know.
Right.
doing
Like
what we're
I
doing.
said, I'm not worried about like the people and like comments that are being like made to me. It's just like the
Right.
pressure of like the content itself and if it's going to be like good enough for people to listen. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's that, but I think it'll be okay.
I'm worried about trying like new things, like trying new stuff with the videos, like whether it's a new format or type of content.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we try to make like personal content, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like I can't do that shit. Like I can, but like it's so tough for me because I gotta step out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Besides just uploading the clips that we already upload,
That's
like
why
that shit's
that's why I
tough.
feel like the personalization idea that I was giving you earlier would probably
Hmm.
be a little best. It would be like a little intro for it to be like easier for us to introduce ourselves as ourselves like separately. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know we just changed the background in the set, but it might be changing a little bit more just so everyone knows. I think it'll be nice.
I think it'd be cool. I like the
Mhm.
idea.
It'll be cool.
Little personal.
Hold on, I have to burn this a little more. This is that Chernobyl gas. We're still smoking it.
A year later, we're still smoking it. But I think that leads into a good point of how last week we were talking about imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And even though like we've gotten to a point like we're almost at 200,000 likes on TikTok, for some reason I just don't feel like, not that we haven't made progress, but like we're
Mhm.
still in the same spot. No.
I honestly I don't think that goes away. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like way bigger creators than us, and
Mhm.
those people are even like, yeah, well, I just feel like I'm not really doing anything, which is scary to me, you know. But I think we just have to remember and like look back and be like, well, dude, like we had like none before, and now we did do something. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I think it'll just get a little better over time. We just have to like remind each other,
Hopefully.
you know?
I'm hoping. Because like you said, like it's crazy to hear that people who are much more successful still deal with that too.
Mm-hmm.
And like, when does it stop? It's like when I have this, it'll stop. Like when I have this, I'll be happy. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't
It's
know.
like a constant like trying to reach the goals, and then when you're there, you're just like, well, this isn't enough, or like it wasn't shit, you know?
Yeah. As a kid, how pushy were your parents to like have you on the honor roll? Because you were in the decathlon, right?
The Science
The
Olympiad.
Science Olympiad. There we go.
Yeah, but like you didn't have to have good grades to be in that club, you know? You just had to like science or some shit. But my parents weren't pushy because they didn't know what that was. Like they
Mhm.
didn't know like honor roll or whatever like that. But my older sister would be on it. So I'm sure they had an idea of like, okay, well, you want to like do good like her, you know?
Mhm.
And like I wasn't. I was very much like an average student. I wasn't
Mm.
like amazing. I was like super average. So were your parents like, you have to have straight A's?
Yeah, dude, definitely. If I had a 1B, my dad was like, "Well, why isn't it an A?" And I'm just like, "Well,
Oh.
I don't fucking know. I missed an assignment."
Mm-hmm. Bro, I would shit myself if I missed an assignment. Shit
Because
myself.
that shit just didn't exist back then. And I think like high school humbled me because in 7th and 8th grade, I was considered like a very above average, and I think like ranking, I was like in the top 3 out of like 100 kids, you know. So like
Mhm.
I was very much like that kid who was supposed to like go and like maintain those good grades in high school. And then
Right.
I got to high school, and everybody was there fucking smart, and I like did so bad freshman year, and I was just like, well,
Dude, that's how it is like going into college
this
too.
is an
You're like, oh, like
awakening.
I'm doing so good, like this and that. And you get there and you're just like, actually, I kind of suck, you know? I have this really good story of when I was in middle school. I forgot an assignment, a single assignment, and I literally was about to pass away. I was like,
Oof.
I didn't do my homework. Like this is gonna be so bad. I literally tried to get another copy from like my teacher, like something before that class. You know, and I was like, oh my God, like I can't believe this. I got so scared. I didn't go to the class. I went to the nurse's office And I was like, yeah, like I don't feel good or whatever. Anyways, they were like, okay, I think you're good. Like you can go back to class. I didn't go back to class. I went to the counselor and I was like, yeah, I just feel like I really need to talk to someone like this and that. And then I went to the counselor, bullshitted some shit and didn't go to that class. And then they were like, oh yeah, like she was with me. Like, don't worry. Like you'll see her in class tomorrow. And then I turned in my homework.
You did all that for one missing assignment?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes.
I don't even think we had a counselor like in 7th and 8th grade. Maybe we did, but I don't know. I feel like they never were like made themselves known that like we could just go and like talk to them.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna come look for your ass if you're not in class. Like, but your class is kind of like high school and middle school, where like you got to different periods or like different subjects with different kids, or was it the same kids? Like you always had the
No, it
same
was
homeroom?
different.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It was pretty fun. Here. Oh, you're good. But yeah, I did the most. And for what? I still graduated. That's what gets me. All those kids that like skipped class and like just would never even bring a backpack to school. Like
In
just
middle
showed
school?
up in middle school and high school.
Damn.
They just show up with absolutely nothing, do nothing. And they still graduated. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this?
That was me in high school freshman year. I skipped so much because at that point I was just like, fuck it, I'm already doing bad. I'm tired of this shit. I'm
No.
tired. Like I'm done.
Was your mom worried about you?
Dude, my parents were so worried.
Oh, he's gonna be a cholo.
No, because like skipping and shit just wasn't. It literally did not exist in our family. Like for you to skip a class, like in 8th grade, I think I forged my dad's signature, and my teacher knew right away. I think it was like a report card or something. I had gotten like a fucking C or a D, and I was like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna like let them see this. So I forged it, and I don't. There's a blank in my memory from like the point where I forged it to the point where I remember my parents standing next to my teacher, and like now we're going over this forgery, and like
No
there's a blank there. I
way.
don't remember what happened after that. I was
You
fucking,
blacked out.
dude. I was scared. I was scared shitless, and I was so nervous. Imagine how ugly that handwriting probably looked back then. Like the
Oh
signature,
my
like you knew right
God.
away it wasn't my signature,
That
my
shit-
dad's signature. And then I just remember my parents coming to the school, and we
Oh,
were talking about
shit.
we were like, what's this? Anytime you hear like what's this, it's like, oh fuck.
Oh my God. They're like, it's like the Twitter, this you pulling up with the receipts.
Yeah. Did you ever forge anything? Yeah.
Yeah, I forged, do you do you remember those little like reading calendars that like at the end, if you like filled out all your minutes of like reading time, you got I think either like a pizza party or like a ticket to like Six Flags.
Yeah.
Some shit like
Yeah.
that. I think it was like a Pizza Hut program, actually. And then like they gave you a coupon or some shit. But I always felt so embarrassed that every kid would always turn theirs in, and like I would not fucking read, you know, like mine was never filled out. And I remember like literally the last, because it was every month, at the last of the month was when you turn them in. And I remember like every last day of the month, I would quickly fill it in and then like signed my mom's signature, but no one said shit. I was too good. So yeah, I got it.
Wasn't
pretty
it
cool.
like $20 to Pizza Hut? It was like a free pizza or
I think so.
something? I
It had to have been
remember
like
that.
$20.
I think what I did was I put if I had a book and it had like 12 chapters, every
Mhm.
other chapter would be a new book that would go on that list. And so I would have
What
like
the
so one
fuck?
book would be like 8 books in that list.
Stop.
Mhm.
And that's why everyone had unrealistic expectations for you.
Bro,
Oh
tell me
my
that they
God.
didn't want like they wanted like 25 fucking books on that list by the end of the month. It was a
Yeah,
shit
like
ton.
what? Like fucking children's books? Like at that age you're reading like not even like what's the genre? Youth or like young adult? It
Young
wasn't
adult.
even young adult then yet, because I think that was like more like middle or high school, like late high school. I feel like is like the young adult, but at that age you're reading like shit like Goosebumps. You know what I'm saying? And like they're a
Yeah.
little lengthy. Like they could not expect people like kids to read like 25 books.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
It
you
is
had
too
to like
much.
find a
Mhm.
workaround to it.
Man.
And I don't know if I think I probably asked my dad or my mom to sign it, and I'm pretty sure they asked me if I actually read all these books, and I'm like yeah, I did.
Okay, show me them. No, but I would always forge my mom's signature because my mom like writes really nice, but she also
Mm.
writes really clearly. So honestly, her signature looks like everybody else's, like nice, you know? But my dad didn't learn how to read or write until he was an adult. So his is like very like
Just quick and
yeah, just quick. So that one was harder to like forge
oh, okay.
than like my mom. So like I could never do my dad's.
Hmm.
I would always just have to ask my dad. I'd be like, "Oh, sign this."
I can't stand that sound when you do that.
I think it's so funny.
Did you remember what are they called? Like, I don't know what they're called. Those points, AR points.
Oh,
There's just
yeah,
the
yeah,
quizzes
yeah.
for.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there's been so many times where I was like, I just skimmed through a book and I was like, I could pass this stupid test. Like, whatever. It's just like, how hard can it really be? Like, just
Mhm.
guessing the plot at that point.
Right.
And nah, there'd be so many times I'd get like 2 out of 10 or like 0 out of
Stop.
10. And then the computer lady would come up next to me and she was like, she just made that face like, like, did you really read this book?
Oh my god. No.
Because I'd really want to go to those pizza parties, dude. Those shit
Dude,
was
yeah.
cool.
Like how fucking ugly was it when like you'd be like, okay, all the kids that like didn't like pay, like, okay, you can go like to a separate room and you'd be like, fuck. But like everyone that would go to the pizza parties, you got like one slice.
Dude, it wasn't worth it.
Exactly.
It
Like
was
what the
not worth
fuck?
it. I couldn't stand that shit, bro. Like, I'm
Mhm.
starving. I didn't eat all day for this moment. You're gonna give me one slice of
Oh,
pizza?
yeah, exactly.
And it's always a half of a fucking slice. It's never like a full
Mhm.
slice. They're so
With like a
bogus,
little
bro.
cup of like pop.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that.
Those little cups.
Ugh.
I really enjoyed middle school though. It was fun. Those are the most of the friends that I still have to this day. Where I
Mhm.
would say like, well, I think like I've met them before middle school.
Mhm.
Like a lot of my friends, like, what's it called? Like they still live in that area too, and so
Mhm.
it's cool to see that basically everyone's still here.
Yeah.
know?
All grown up. Oh, it's
All
gonna be
grown
like
up,
it's gonna
yeah.
be like Rugrats all grown up. Do you remember
Mm.
that?
I didn't remember. I don't think I
Oh my
watched that one.
god. Ah,
The
Jesus.
only regrets one I watched was the one with the big dinosaur.
The
They're like
movie?
yeah, the movie.
No.
You're talking about the movie?
Yeah, no. I mean, like I'm talking about the whole show, but like their spin-off. They had like a spin-off show where like they were like pre-teens or some shit like that.
Hmm.
And it was so cool because like everyone's like older and they're like, yeah, they just seem cool.
No, I never.
Never
saw that.
mind. Dude, do you know how like I remember like this in middle school and high school would always happen where I would be like I would want to relate to like my peers, and then some of them were like, oh, this happened more in college too, where it's like, oh, like you didn't listen to like Pink Floyd or like this
Mm.
movie like growing up, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like I've never seen that in my life. Like Pink Floyd, like I've never listened to that, you know. And everyone's
Mhm.
like, oh, like no, like this is something you grow up on. I'm like, bro, like I have no idea what that is. Like white actors, I don't know who those people are. I'm sorry.
Did you ever listen to Metallica?
No.
That's another thing. Like I always got embarrassed every time someone was like, "Oh, how do you not know them?" It's like,
Right. Like, oh, like the Beatles. Like, what the fuck do you
I-
mean? What did you listen to? I think I listened to like Los Temerarios. I listened to them a lot growing up. Los Bookies. before it was just Marco Antonio Solis. That was me. A lot of like Joan Sebastian.
We seen a Yandel.
Oh, Daddy Yankee, dude, when he first came out. Yeah. Fuck. It was just like people like that. And like shows. I watched a lot of El Chavo growing up.
I didn't watch a lot of shows.
Really?
man,
I
no.
honestly I want to do like a whole analysis on the show. Because like there's a lot to unpack there. But it was a good show, you know? It was like almost like SNL, but with the same people. Or, you know, Portlandia. It was like that.
Portlandia?
Yeah, but it always had the same setting in El Chavo. Where it was just like random little like skits and then it would cut and then do like a different one with like the same people, which was pretty fun, you know?
We should do some of their skits. Remember how they say we should do skits?
Oh yeah, like someone mentioned if we'd ever be down to like do skits. And we did say in an episode where we're just like, bro, like I think if I had to act, I could do it. I think it'd be funny.
I think you just have to like you just tell yourself like, all right, like on 3, you're not you anymore.
Oh
like you're a different person. You just gotta be that person.
No, I think I would laugh too much. I think I really. I think it'd be funny. We should try though. We should at least try.
See, I can't pretend to be someone with an accent because I'm just like terrible with accents. I mean, I can barely speak myself. So like when I try to do an accent and be someone else, it's so hard.
Then just don't do someone that has an accent.
Like just so we like know for the future, you know, if we did a skit.
Okay.
We can't do anything.
We have French accents.
Or like an English accent, you know?
Oh, those are the best though.
Not gonna lie. I wish I had an English accent.
No, you want to be Daniel Radcliffe so bad.
I'm embarrassed.
No, but yeah, that's who I grew up on. Damn, you remember Los Cumbia Kings?
Oh,
Bro, back when Pee Wee's hot, he was hot.
Mm-hmm.
He was hot, and then he was not.
Damn,
He
Cumbia
reached
King.
full adulthood, and Pee Wee got ugly. I'm sorry for that man.
Who was oh my god, what was her name? Big, I think it's Cumbia too. Maybe Bachata, I don't know. I think it was Cumbia. What's her name? She was I have to like look it up real quick.
What song did she sing? Sing it a little.
No, I have no idea.
Oh.
I just like I don't know the songs by the names, just by like how it sounds.
Celia Cruz.
No.
Oh.
It might have been reggaeton too. I don't know. I don't think it was.
Oh, Evie Queen.
Yeah, there we go. Evie Queen.
Yes.
There we go.
Of course.
Mhm.
I'd watch her on MTV3. MTV3 was the best. It was the best channel. Probably better than like MTV, like regular.
We only had MTV,
Dude.
but we had
MTV
on
had the good
demand. So like,
Oh,
that's why I watched
Tiene
all, like, the
dinero. Wow.
That's why I watched all like the music videos, like
Okay.
for Extreme. Remember Extreme?
No. Wait, was this the bus ride? The bus
Huh?
show?
No, Extreme.
Oh, I think that's next. Never mind.
The bachata, the brand, the band,
Oh.
the two guys, Shorty.
Oh, I think that's probably like the only song that I know.
They have a couple of good ones.
No, I don't really know 'em. My bad. We had MTV3 and then we had Telehit too. But I think it was like the Spanish one.
Hmm.
But Telehit was like a really old one. And then I think that was it for music channels. Oh, Mundos. We had Mundos. That was so good. Did you have that?
I would have one of those.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
What did
That's
you
good.
eat growing up?
What did I eat?
Yeah.
Garbage. I'm just kidding. Frijoles.
Like mainly frijoles and like
Yeah,
the
it was
same
mainly
meal?
like frijoles and arroz,
Mhm.
if anything.
Hmm.
Why?
Your favorite dish, like the dish that your mom's made before?
I
Like something that
really
you
like
look forward to.
her enchiladas.
Mm.
I try to mimic them, but I'm not there yet. It'll take a couple years.
We can make those on live next time.
Oh, no, they're actually kind of hard. Like I tried to make them the other day and I was like, fuck. Yeah, these might as well be like chilaquiles because like these aren't it. But no, we should do a little something a little simpler for the next live.
I don't know, dude. I like a challenge. Like, you know.
Stop. Oh my god. You wanted to make tortas. Bro, that's making a sandwich.
Oh, well, like that's because after you were like, "Oh, let's make something simple." I'm like, "Okay, a torta is simple," you know, and it's gonna be it depends like the complexity of the torta. Like,
But like a torta is too
if it's like
simple.
milanesa, you know, fire.
You can do that. I'll build the rest of it. We had a lot of lentejas growing up. Do you like those?
Is that like lentil soup?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't like soup. I'm not a soup person.
Who are you?
So like, yeah, that soup, caldo, like all like.
You don't like caldo? Bro, it hits. And like only in like 90-degree weather. though.
Yes, exactly. That's probably like why I didn't like it so much.
Oh, I think it's good. I think if you make it good, it'll be good. But lentejas for fryer.
That's just like soup. Like there's like the lenteja, like an actual,
Yeah.
like it's a you can bite into it.
Yeah. It's like a bean. It's like a little just pretend it's like little beans, but it has like you can put like tomatoes and like cilantro and all that stuff in there. It's like a little soup. It's good.
It's nice.
Oh. I'm going to tell you about this one time I got in trouble. So my grandma, I think in a previous episode, I would talk about how my family loves gardening. They love flowers, like all that shit, right? So my grandma had this house with my grandpa, and every spring they would plant just like these beautiful flowers, like tulips, like not just like any flowers, like expensive ones, you know? It'd be like roses and like all that shit. So they would love to have their like front yard and their backyard like fully decorated with all these flowers. And the neighbors also had like tulips. Some people over there would have like daffodils, whatever. And you know, like I'm a kid, I'm like 5 or 6. And you know when you go play like with dirt and shit, you play kitchen or whatever the fuck you do. And we would go outside and we would have like old Tupperware and we would use that and like we'd like pick up dirt and like play with it, whatever. And me and my cousin, who we were the ones that got along the most of us, and I was like, hey, let's we need some more stuff for like our whatever the fuck we were making. So we ran around and we picked the flower heads of my grandma's flowers.
Oh, shit.
We picked them, not just one, like almost all of them. And then we were like, oh, like the next day, she wouldn't notice until she went outside. So like the next day or like the next couple of days when we would go back, we're like, oh, well, we ran out of flowers. Like, let's go pick the neighbors. So we went around and we picked like the neighbors, like tulip heads and like all that stuff. Our dishes were beautiful. Okay, it was fun. But yeah, then one day we did get like in a lot of trouble. They're like, oh, the neighbors came and like they said that they saw you
guys.
picking the flowers. And I was like, who was that? That wasn't me. I was like, how do you know it was me? But
You see all the plates you have right there? Just a bunch of tulip leaves.
and yeah, we got in like a shit ton of trouble. But we didn't do that shit again. But
Dude,
it was
to mess
fun.
with someone's flowers is.
I know. Like now I think I would just have to punch it. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Your poor grandma. She probably worked for
I
that whole summer
know.
to grow those and that whole spring, and you're over here just picking them off.
I was a child, okay?
That been when I take me outside, she tries to go into like the rows like
The-
the rose bushes, and I'm just like, bro, like get out of there, like you're gonna stab yourself. And then when you
Oh,
stab yourself, like
You're gonna be
you're gonna be crying, and I don't want to hear it.
oh,
And
you're
she
such
just
a
like, and
dad.
she was like not listening because like she's old, you know. So like when you
Mhm.
get near her, she starts to growl at you.
Aw.
Like when she like does not want to be bothered. So if I try to pick her up from the rose bushes, she's gonna.
But like, what if your mom tries to grab her? Do you think she would let your mom?
Nah, she's more lenient with me. Cause I take her
Oh.
out. I'm the one who
Oop.
like lets her like stay out for like 20-30 minutes, you know, just
Aw.
chilling. And so like anytime my mom or my dad tries to take her out, she just doesn't want to go out with them. She just runs back to the living room. But your story reminded me of a time when it was 4th of July. By the way, they got a notification this morning that the CDC said that Chicago is going to be opening up. I don't know if it's the CDC, but the mayor said that Chicago is going to be fully opening up on 4th of July.
Ew.
Isn't that crazy? It's been like
I'm gonna have to
it's been
go
a
home for
minute.
that.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna have to go
gonna
stay at my
it's gonna be
parents' house
wild
for a
out.
second.
But one 4th of July, we had family over in there in the garage like with my parents, and we had this like big ass pool, right? And like we never had a pool as kids, so like to have this pool is like it was awesome.
Luxury.
Dude, it was huge luxury. And so then we have the pool set up in the driveway, and I have those like sticks to light the fireworks. They just like they're not sparklers, but they just stay hot. I don't know if
Yeah.
you remember them. And I don't know, I'm just being a fucking pyromaniac and shit. I was like, I want to see what happens if I touch the pool like with this stick. And I just I remember just like walking away from my family, right, in the opposite direction, and like so they don't see me, and like I get close to the pool, so like they don't see me like stick the stick into the pool,
But like into the pool, how?
like
On the water.
on the inflatable part. No, not on the
Oh
water.
my
The inflatable part.
God.
Because I was like, I just want to see what happens. And so like I just like put it there for like 2 seconds, right? And I walked like 5, 7, 10 more steps, and the full thing just like collapses, and water goes everywhere, and like people are like, what's going on? Like what's happening? And I was I'm just staying there like knowing damn well how it happened, and I was just I don't know. I'm not sure what
Do they
happened.
know it was you?
I think eventually I think eventually they knew it was me because I was the only one by the pool when that happened, and I had the stick in my hand.
But like that means they had to have seen the hole. Was it big enough?
It probably got bigger, right? Because it was
Oh,
like it's really hot,
shit.
and I think it was rubber, so it probably like melted in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a big ass burn mark on the.
I want to know. I want to know though, because like we did that as kids. I want to know how like my parents felt, like how your parents felt when they knew that like, oh, my kid just did something bad, you
Mhm.
know, and like other people are like telling you like, oh, they did this. If you guys are parents, I want to know like when your kid does like some bad shit, like I don't know. I feel like I'd be like, what the fuck, like. I look like a bad parent or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Poor them. It wasn't them. No, we're just shitheads.
It's just me just being dumb and just like wanting
Aw.
to do it. But dude, I loved fire. Like just lighting shit on fire and like
You're
paper.
scary.
I know it sounds scary, but not like I wouldn't I wouldn't light my house and shit on fire. But like outside, if I had like paper or cardboard, I just wanted to see what happens. It was cool. I can't explain it.
Oh my God.
That's why I
Therapy.
like bonfires.
That's kind of serial killer of you.
If you had to, could you get away with murder?
I don't think so. Like how? See, this is
Like you just get
this
away.
is gonna be kind of serial killery of me. That like sometimes I think, and I'm just like, okay, well, if I wanted to kill someone, like how would I do it, but how would I get away?
Mhm.
And like there's too many obstacles. Like I don't think I'd be able to do it.
I don't know, dude. Like because of cameras and stuff, or like what?
Cameras,
Well, it
all your
depends
DNA.
how close is this person to you?
Well, it depends on that. It depends on like how you set the scene.
Mhm.
So like what are you going to be wearing? What are you going to leave behind? Because they can trace you from like a single article of clothing.
Right.
So like I don't know. I think it'd be too tough. But people do get away, so
Mm-hmm.
I guess it also depends on if they care enough to really search for you. That too,
True.
you know?
Yeah, because I can't imagine how many people they find. They're just like, oh, it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's bogus.
Why do you?
Nah, like you said, I think there's like just like way too many
Obstacles.
obstacles. Like
That's what I'm
cameras
saying.
alone, how many houses or apartments have the Ring camera now?
Yeah.
So like that alone plays there's street cameras,
Store cameras,
store
parking lot
cameras,
cameras.
damn, front dash cameras.
Yep. Fuck. Oh man.
But Apple wouldn't give away because Apple would know if you did it or not based on like your location. Like if you had an iPhone or something, right?
Mhm.
Like they would know exactly like where you were if you did it, like all that shit. Because they could also probably hear you doing it.
Oh
And so,
shit.
but my bad. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but they would never release that.
No, because they were in a court case one time against who was it? It was this crazy not that long ago, like 2 years ago, they were involved in some crazy lawsuit with I don't know if it was a lawsuit, but they were trying to what's it called? Indict someone. And I believe oh man. I forgot how big this thing was. But basically they wanted Apple to work with them, the feds.
Mhm.
And they were like, we want you to give us all their information, give us the passcode to their phone. Because I think that's like what they had against them.
Mhm.
And they didn't want to do that. They're like, we can't.
Dang.
Like it's like against our I guess
Privacy
not
policy?
ethics, but like privacy policy, right?
Mhm.
That they
Damn.
really do have all our stuff under private. And I don't know if they had like a warrant for it, maybe, but no, they weren't compliant with them.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So Apple's got your back if anything, but everyone
Stop.
else, I don't know.
Apple will do that, but like still sell your information. What the fuck?
True. They just won't give it to the feds.
Yeah. They're kind of real for that, I'm not gonna lie. It's okay. I get it.
Did you see the new lineups for the computers?
Mm-mm.
No, they're like the color ones.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
My boyfriend did say that they were gonna be able to run Windows.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think he said like one of them. I don't know if it was like the Pro or something.
Mhm.
Who knows? But because he wants to get rid of his like Windows thing or whatever. But we'll see.
I think they're cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're cool. I think they're going back to like where they first released the colorful Macs, and like that's when Macs got popular. And now they're
Mhm.
trying to like
it
revamp
back.
the computers.
Oh, I think I'd be really sad if I had to like hold up.
You think it'd be really sad?
Yeah, it would be really sad if I had to like give up my laptop. I feel like it's so good, you know.
Mhm.
But I know the day will come, so we'll see. I think
But,
I'll
like-
probably still keep it.
Realistically, you have like a good 5 years on this left,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying. Well, like it's been 5 years, like 5 or 6. But I think I can get like a couple more years out of it.
Dude, definitely.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
even then, I don't think I would like throw it away.
Mm.
You know, I don't think I would junk it. I would keep it.
Hmm.
And just like not use it as my main. But
Right.
you know,
Oh, that would be a dark web computer.
shut the fuck up. I don't think you can you even do it on like a Mac.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you had to have like a Windows or some shit.
I don't think so.
Damn. All right, it'll be the burner.
If you guys stick around for 5 more years, you'll get to see that episode.
Nice.
You know what I've seen a lot popping up of middle schools? The
Hmm.
middle school dances.
Oh
Do
my
you remember
god.
those?
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to go. I think I only went to one ever.
Why?
But I don't know. Like my parents like did not let us go.
Okay.
You know? And I think the only time that I went was because like I begged my parents. I was like, come on, like, and also because you had to pay to get in. It had to have been like $5 or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah. But they were like, no, like I think it was like one of the reasons was because like there's gonna be boys there.
Mm.
You know, and another thing was like, oh, I feel like you're gonna be like unsupervised, like at this dance. Like, there's gonna be people, but like you're not always gonna be like supervised.
Also,
know?
you guys had like a whole after school dance and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Ours was in school. Like we just like they just canceled like the last like 3 periods and like they just
Oh.
a dance.
Hmm.
Like damn, they made dress period at like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
That's
Well, no, we
bogus.
were like 12.
Oh.
And the one that I went to was the one, and the school district was cool for this, but they let both of the middle schools in the district have their dance together. So like the other school and us
Oh,
got
that's
to
cool.
like chill. And I remember telling my dad, because I had to ask my dad for permission because my mom worked during the day. So my dad would take us. And I'd be like, dude, dad, like, come on. Like, this is going to be like the only one that's like this ever. And it was. And he was like, fine. So I went. And it was really fun. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that was it.
Aw. No, yeah, the arts dances were during the school. We never had anything like after school like that, where we had to go pay for stuff. But that reminds me more of like high school,
Oh,
like those kind of dances, you know.
like homecoming.
I was like the most anti school spirit person.
Aw, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like I remember I only went to my freshman and sophomore homecoming, and then I skipped junior year. And then I think I also skipped senior year. And then I just went to prom. That's it. But they were really lame. Like I think the dances got lamer like as high school went by. But it is what it is.
Did you always go with someone?
Yeah, because remember I had a little high school boyfriend, so I was like, ugh, I kind of have to have a date, and like you're already there, so
You had
like,
them ask you. They're like, even though I'm your girlfriend, it's not. You just kind of assume that I'm going with you, so you start to
right.
ask.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that was ugly, but it was fine. Did you ever? I know that you said you had like growing up, you had a lot of friends that were girls. Were any of your friends that were girls like ever like boy crazy like while you guys were like friends?
Like, were they boy crazy?
Yeah. Like, do you have a boy crazy friend? Because I did, and looking back I was like, oh my god, like that was like so exhausting, you know. I was like, okay, because like a lot of the times like the boy crazy girl would like either talk shit on you like in front of the boys to like look cute or whatever, or like they would keep ditching you for like a guy. You're like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to whoever, and you'd be like, okay, like that.
You still talk to them?
No.
It's too exhausting.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I was like asking if you had a friend like that.
I mean, I'm sure I did. I think everybody had at least like one of those friends, but like you said, I don't think I talked to them anymore. Maybe like I didn't, like that relationship just didn't last that long at all, because I was like, dude, this is too much. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm
it's a lot to
saying.
keep up with. Too many emotions going on.
It's always something.
Always something, right?
But yeah, that was pretty toxic. So I was like, you know what? Let's just like not be friends. So that's fine.
But like, if the people in middle school had to describe you, what would they like put you in?
I don't know. I would want to know people from my middle school, high school. Let me know, because I know you guys listen.
But look back at yourself. Like, what would you put yourself in?
I don't like category wise, like in high school or middle school.
What did that change?
Well, yes, because I could do drugs.
That was a good one.
But
like, let's say in middle school.
Middle school, I would just say like quiet. I would say shy. And like I would like school because like I was in Science Olympiad, so you know I did after school activities and stuff. But I think that would be it.
Did you genuinely enjoy school? Because I genuinely enjoyed school.
Like the learning part, a little bit, yeah. But like school, like with the people and like the culture, I didn't like it.
No, yeah, less of the people, I guess more like the learning. Because you had so much to learn. You know,
yeah, I thought
all
it was
these subjects and
interesting.
shit. Definitely cool.
Like when I really wanted to pay attention and stuff, I'm like, oh, you know what? Okay. But like, I think it'd be more through like English. I think that's what I cared more about.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
So you
nothing
then you
else.
like because you like to write. So
But like in high school, I'm sure it was like it'd be like a different description, I'm sure. I'm sure. Do you think you had the same description from like middle school to high school?
probably not.
No?
No, probably not. Because like I said, like in middle school, I did pretty good when it came to grades and like perfect attendance and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did not miss a day, and if I missed a day, it's because I was dying. And but when I got to high school, I was like, this is tiring. I'm not really trying to be here either. And then like the teachers were assholes. Like none of them. Some of them just seemed like they genuinely like didn't care.
Right.
And like that was my first sense of like teachers who I guess like acted more like people. Does that make sense? Like in
Yeah.
middle school, like they were just like they kind of talked to you like a kid. But
Right.
and once you get to high school, the teachers there start to talk to you like an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And which is cool in some aspects, but other aspects they just like forgot they were teachers. And like
Yeah.
their point was like their job was to help you pass and stuff.
Mhm.
And like they just didn't do that.
Yeah.
And so like that part sucked. And I think that made me less caring. Like I just stopped caring
Mm-hmm.
about my classes because I was like, yeah, nah, you don't care about me. I'm not gonna care about you and your work.
Oh,
But I never disrespected teachers because that was
you're not that kid that was
I'm
sitting in
not
the
that
chairs.
kid. No, definitely not that kid.
Have you ever been into ISS? Like in school suspension?
Oh yeah, for the ditching, I got caught. I
Oh,
got
really?
caught. Yeah,
Oh
you?
shit. No. But they had in middle school, they had a room and it was called room 99 because that was just like the room number, but it was called room 99. And it was the in-school suspension room. And the window was like they put like a paper up on top so you couldn't see in. But sometimes like the paper would be like moved or whatever and like it would be cracked a little. And so whenever it'd be like passing periods, sometimes you would want to see who's in ISS. Like, oh, dude, is my boy in there today? And like you would like look through the crack and like see who's in there. And literally like on the chalkboard, like there was permanent letters on there, like permanent words. And I don't even remember what it said, but it's something like, this is room 99, like in school suspension, like whatever. And it was like just desks and like nothing around, like no posters, like fucking nothing. It looked like jail.
Dude, that shit was it's so sad. It's so boring too. Like it worked on me because I was like, dude, this is the most boring fucking thing I've ever been to. Like I never want to be back here again.
No, dude, there's kids that stayed in there. They
had their own
in
seat.
there. Yeah, pretty much, dude.
They're friends with the security guard.
Yeah, bro. No, like I will say that the ISS teacher that was like in charge of supervising them, he was a bitch. The people that would do it, there'd be some hoes, but
imagine as a teacher, your job is to babysit these kids that already are problematic, and now you're just like
I think it'd honestly be kind of funny.
Like, you can make the most out of it, or you could be like that teacher, like you said, that just doesn't like I'm gonna make your day even worse.
Right. There would really be no like rehabilitation for the kids. They literally just be there.
Right.
Like, what does that do for them? Like, that is not changing them whatsoever.
Yeah, because some of them might like being there too.
Yeah.
They're like,
they're just like, yeah, fuck class.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, yeah, like, I literally never thought I would be suspended in my life. Like, I never thought that was gonna be me. And like me telling my parents I gotta go to this suspension. And I was
Oh, I'd be so scared.
Wait, no, it wasn't suspension, it was detention. Oh, I'm so stupid.
There's a difference.
I went to detention.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got let off very easily.
No, let me give you a story really quick. Back in middle school, back in 7th grade, remember how I explained in one episode how middle school we had teams, and like you said, it was like set up like high school where you could like go to different classes with like different people. There was one team when there's like too many kids, they have too many left over, so they have like a weird amount of kids, so they made this like third team, and they're like block scheduled. They still have the same classes and stuff, they're just blocked together, and it's like a smaller team. So I was in one of those for my 7th grade, and that's where I met all my friends because we were all on the same team, and we went to every class together. She was lit. It was lit. But we got into some trouble, you know. We're with each other for hours on end, like with the same 2 teachers who I'm sure are like tired of seeing our faces. So eventually we would fuck around. And the room was like a science room. It had like those like lab table things like on one side of the room, and then it'd be like the classroom on the other. And this one time, they, you know, like the Bunsen burner things and how like to turn on the gas. So like this one time we were all doing some sort of like lab experiment, whatever. And we were like just fucking around, and everyone would someone would hold on to the handle of the fucking Bunsen burner lighter thing, and we would all hold hands, and then like someone at the way end would stick a piece of lead into the outlet in the science table. You know how like
guys on?
I don't know, dude. And like it would just like shock us. It'd give us a little shock every time like you'd put your hand on the metal.
Like the shock would go through like all you guys?
It would go through all of us, and it was fun, right? It was exhilarating. So we did that, but like the teacher never saw. Like we were super low key about it, and eventually like the outlet would it would go out. You know, we shorted the outlet.
You guys would do. Oh my god!
No, so then we went to the next one. And then, okay, so at the end of the school year, we were supposed to be doing like an experiment, right? And the teacher would like plug in like a microscope or like something, and the outlets wouldn't like work. And she'd be like, "Huh, like none of these work," and we'd be like, "Oh, I don't know what to
It was
tell
because
you."
of you guys. Oh my god! Was this like a popular thing? Like, was this just like a known thing that you could do this?
I think so. I don't know who came up with it, but like everyone started doing it. So we were like, "Oh shit."
I'm gonna tell your mom.
No, I'm pretty sure she knows. I'm pretty sure I told her. But no, there was this other that was just one instance, but this is the other one that I wanted to get into, that in those same lab tables there would be drawers, and sometimes they'd have like extra supplies and stuff, and like we just like to take things, you know. And like in one of the drawers, some of them were locked, and we're like, we want to know what's in those locked ones. And in some of the drawers we found keys. And we're like, oh shit. So we used the keys on the bottom ones, and they would like open them up, and they're just like books or whatever. But since it was locked, like we'd lock them back up, and what some of us would do would be like we'd put the key in there, and then we'd step on the head of the key and leave half of the key in there.
What's wrong with you guys?
No, so like a bunch of kids did it, and they kept the key heads, you know, it's like a souvenir. And I think the teacher one day was like trying to access those drawers, and noticed that the key was like in there. So they had to call the janitor, like they had to do a whole thing, and like they were pissed. So yeah, they basically were like, who did it? Because I know it was one of you guys. Excuse me. And like they went through everyone's lockers, I'm pretty sure. Excuse me, and found some in like the lockers of some kids, and they were my friends, and they got detention. And we thought that they were going to be like, no, like it was also them, like this person and this person, but they didn't
Oh, they didn't
snitch.
snitch on you? Wow. True
And
ones.
they got detention. But then I saw them at detention and they looked like they were having fun.
You
They're
pop out with your key head. Like, this is mine.
they like, I think they were like picking up like trash in like the hallway or something like that. I don't know, but it looked like they were having fun. I was like, I guess.
Did you guys ever nugget anyone's book bag in 7th and 8th grade?
What?
Do you know what a nugget is? For, like, book
No.
bags? You would take someone's book bag, empty it, and then flip it inside out, and then you put all their stuff back inside, and then you zip it up.
That's so much work.
But like it was like it was a team effort, cause like you just have to like make the book bag go around the classroom basically to the person who was like nuggeting, and so like everyone just like assisted
Oh
in
my
getting someone's book bag
God.
over to you.
I think that's more like you're creating an inconvenience for someone. Aw.
Well, it depended who. You didn't mess on the people who like you like didn't talk to or anything, you know.
Mhm.
You just messed with your friends. That
I know,
was
but like
it.
even then, you look at it and like, fuck. dude,"
Yeah.
Like,
Especially for us, because we didn't have lockers, we had hooks and milk
what the
crates.
fuck?
Yeah, the milk crate. So you have your own milk crate and you can put your books in there. And so like if you were going to like English, you'd grab your English books out the milk crate, but you'd leave your book bag in the room on the hook.
In middle school?
In middle school, yeah, we didn't have lockers in middle school.
What?
Dude, our middle school it's literally like 4 small hallways.
Wow.
Super tiny, yeah.
Did anyone ever carry their milk crate?
I don't think so.
Oh.
No, usually like you had enough time to go from because you didn't go as separate classrooms. So you were with like let's say homeroom 201, right? That was your homeroom for all of 7th grade. And like and then so like your book bag stayed in that homeroom that you meet in the morning. And then you go to math with them, you go to gym with them, you go to everything with them.
Did I ever tell you the story about how like one of my like history teachers like touched a kid's cheek or something like that and he got in trouble? So we had a homeroom. It was so our high school mascot was I think like the Belvedere Bucks. It was like I think it was like a pirate. I don't know.
Okay.
The mascot was I don't know, it was weird. Anyways, we had this thing called Buck Club, which was technically like a homeroom, you know, and every Thursday we would meet up there like at a certain time. And like the school went over like a bunch of stuff. Everyone would have like the same like club teacher, whatever room. And I had this guy and he was also my history teacher. And in my class, this one time, this guy was like just off the shits. Like he was just like this crazy like old white guy. And I'm pretty sure he was racist. And he was just terrible. He would teach us literally anything other than history. So we were in there and I always sat in the front. And this guy like 2 seats down from me, also in the front, was like he's just like this white kid, but he was like wild, you know. He's just like basically like I'm gonna fucking do whatever I want, right? But he was also funny, which made him likable, you know. And he would frustrate the teacher, like he would just really frustrate him. And like one day when he was like talking, I don't know if the kid kept like interrupting him or something, but the teacher had like a podium, right? The teacher looked at him and he flipped his podium. Like he knocked it to the ground and everyone was just like, what the fuck? And like
the teacher flipped it?
Yes, the teacher flipped it and it like fell hard. And then he went up to the kid and he was like telling him something like stop, like shut up or like stop. And he like grabbed his cheek and he's like stop. And like the kid got pissed. He's like, what the fuck? Like, you can't touch me, like this and that. And I think the teacher like realized and was like, oh shit. Because then he walked out, he like left and he didn't come back. And then the next day, yeah, the teacher was gone.
They fired him.
No, they didn't, because the school is white. Like they're not
Mm,
gonna kick him out.
right.
But yeah, he came back after like a couple days, like the teacher did, and he had to apologize to every single one of his classes. And then he was like, I'm sorry that, my attitude has not been the best or whatever. And then he said that he was going to take like anger management classes or whatever. And we were like, what the fuck? It was too crazy. Poor kid. I think he
Like it's
changed
only
classes.
9:30 in the morning.
But yeah.
Damn.
That was crazy.
Dude, that's how they imagine how they are in private though. Like people like that.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna put your hand on a kid you don't even know. It's not even your kid.
That's what
You
I'm
gonna put your hand
saying.
on
And like
them?
at your job too. Like
Mhm.
you're scary.
There is this TikTok of this and maybe you have seen it. It was a Zoom call of it was some white dude, old white dude, and like he was having a meeting, I guess with his I don't know if they're colleagues or employees,
Mm-hmm.
but he was addressing someone as Miss, and she was like, no, doctor. And he's like, no, Miss. And she repeatedly kept on saying, like, no, you can address me as doctor. As I
Mm-hmm.
address you as the name you want, as the name how you want to be addressed, that's how you're gonna address me. And he's like, well, your screen name says this. I'm going to continue addressing you as this. And like he just kept on going and going. And everyone, obviously you can see everyone's like like what's your
Physically,
problem? Yeah, like
yeah.
why are you like literally what is going on here? And she reported him and got him kicked off the board. And people in the comments are saying like this is how people are in private, like imagine or in public. So imagine how they are in private with their either their own family or like just like
Just garbage people. Oh my
mm-hmm.
God.
And it's
Zero
like
respect.
and it's literally I just don't understand why. Like you're
It's just like
just
entitlement. Like,
yeah.
why do you think you deserve any of this? Like, stop. I hate that. That's so ugly.
But like it literally like you're just causing so many issues. Like for
Exactly,
what? Like
for
there's no
what? I
need
don't
for
know.
it. Jonosa. Anyways, did I ever tell you about my algebra teacher and the shit that he did? Like he was like an asshole and whatnot. The seating chart. I think that may have told you about it.
No, I don't think so.
So like algebra was in freshman year, one of the classes I just like stopped caring about because I was like I don't really care for this and I don't care for the teacher because he's just like right away he stepped into the classroom first day he's like
The energy was off.
he's a young white teacher
Oh.
at this like prestigious like quote unquote prestigious school, so he's really feeling himself. And he thinks he's the shit, right? He's because he's like coach of the swimming team. He thinks he looks good, like he's like kind of borderline creepy too because he's trying to impress the women in the room who are 16, 15. And so it's like who are you, like what are you doing? And so he would assign us, our seating chart would be based off on our grades. And so if you had the highest grade in the class, and you'd be in the back in the farthest like right seat.
Wow.
And then from there to be like based on your grade how many
That's
what
that's
your
how
seating
you
is.
knew like everyone's grade though. That's
Yeah.
like shitty of teachers to do.
It was very shitty. And then obviously me being the student that I was,
Damn, you stayed in the
I had the first seat, first row. But
Oh,
I'm telling you, like it's not that I didn't care or like I don't know algebra. I can do algebra like perfectly fine. But like I just didn't like the teacher and like he just showed zero respect for everyone, especially the
Right.
guys. Because remember how you said you had that one boy crazy friend and how she would like try to
Just
like
impress the
clown
dudes.
you to impress
Yeah.
the dudes. Like this guy
Ew,
teacher
he was a pick me girl.
would clown the guys in the room. I'm telling you, basically
Ew.
to like impress the girls in the room.
Ew.
It's super creepy. And so then so I was first row, first seat. And on test days, I specifically went to that classroom with the only thing being in my book bag was a pencil. Like I didn't
You
give a
were
fuck.
that kid.
Only for that class though, because
Oh
my
my
locker was right there, and it was third
Mhm.
period. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna drop off my shit off and then come back to the room."
Mhm.
And then he take my book bag and like flip it, and and like empty it, and I just would fall out with a pencil, and I would sign my name on the
What?
test, and then hand it in, and like that was that's why that's why I'm telling you, like I don't do this shit just to be an asshole. Like I did it because like fuck
You're
you,
an
like that's
asshole to
why.
me
Yeah, so like I
too.
don't give a fuck about your class because
The
it only
fact that
looks
he
bad
took
on.
your backpack.
Like, that's what I'm saying. He can be touching my shit, and
Ah.
so it looks bad on them if a student fails their class because
Mhm.
they're literally their job to help you pass this class.
Right.
And so I was like, fuck you. Like, I don't give a fuck about you or your class. So I'm just going to come here, sit here, and like do absolutely nothing. And so like that led to me failing that class, but I don't really care. It's whatever.
You infuriated him, I'm
Oh,
sure.
dude, 100%. Because I just didn't like give into his shit. I was just like, I truly don't. Like, you don't impress me. Because people like
Mhm.
that, they're looking for attention. Like, they want
Yes.
people to
They
be like,
want
oh,
to
you're
be
so
validated.
cool,
Yeah.
like for what you're doing.
Ugh,
But I was just like, you're lame.
ugly.
And then later down the line, so this was freshman year, and then I think I would see him in the hallways like sophomore year, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. And then junior year, I heard he was on leave, and I was like, and everyone started talking, and they're like, why
Oh.
is he on leave? Like, that's weird, like so random too during the year, and it's because he was accused of being with one of the girls on his swim team, and I'm not okay. So I think he got cleared. I'm not 100% because he kept on working after that. For like the
Ugh.
next year, I saw him there, but you could tell like his energy was definitely different. Like he was very much more quiet, like just walking around like looking straight ahead, and like
Right.
the whole energy shifted. I heard different. I heard that it actually did happen. I'm not sure. Like the articles are out there if you want to read it, but
Mhm.
I don't know. But I just
Oh
like
my God.
for me, I was just like, dude, like it sucks that like you had to be outed out in that. Like someone had to suffer because of you. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so like for that to be your like my payback in a way, like that sucks to be like that part. But like I'm glad he just didn't continue being that same person that he was. Because
Right.
he's probably like, I gotta basically like
Change.
right?
My God.
Mm-hmm.
Jail. We did have a similar guy at my high school. Same thing. He was a math teacher. And I don't remember his first name. His name was Mr. Doherty. Disgusting. So he was also young. He was I believe the baseball coach, and he had just got there to the high school, and he had just gotten married. Like I'm telling you, this guy was like in his 20s, late 20s, if anything. And fuck. Yeah, he was just a creep. And my boy crazy friend at the time had him, and all the jock girls had him as a teacher. And everyone would be like, oh my gosh, like he's so cool. Like, and I mean, he's just like an average white guy. Like to him, he was never really good looking. Like he wasn't ugly, but he was like tolerable looking. But the girls, like with their simple brains, they liked him, you know? They're like, oh my gosh, he's so hot. Like, okay. So, then I remember like girls were saying like, oh yeah, like he's telling me like I can go and like sit there with him like while I have lunch or whatever. Like we don't have to go to the cafeteria. Like we can have lunch in his room, whatever. So the girls did that. And whatever, like he would very much put interest on them because, they're like sporty girls, whatever. They're more outgoing, whatever. And he wouldn't even like turn to look at me. But like I was friends with the girl and like I knew the other girls too. So I would be around, but he was not fucking with me. And I'm just like, whatever, like you're a teacher. I don't give a fuck. And then this one time I heard that he had put his phone number in this girl's lunchbox. A fucking lunchbox. And that's where it just started going downhill. And then he got like a little bit weirder with the girls. He was I think it was on Twitter, messaging one of the girls like on Twitter.
Fuck.
And the girls had screenshots, like there was evidence, And I forgot who it was. I wonder if it was the friend that I had at the time where she I think he like invited her to like the movies or something. And she was like, "Oh, like only if I can bring Jackie." Cause I'm like, tell him this because like he's gonna say no. And like, yeah, he wasn't feeling that, you know? I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
like we are 14, we are like 15. And I'm like, nah, like that's not cool, right? And then I guess one of the girls told her mom like in passing like, oh, like he's doing this or whatever, like he's being weird. And the mom like
Right
wasn't having
away,
it.
she's like,
She like went to the school and she's like, what the fuck is going on? Like yeah, he got in like trouble and then he left. The cops showed up at the girls' houses and just like all that shit, just like asking questions and whatever. But yeah, I was like, what the fuck was that? Anyways, last I heard was that he was getting a divorce from his wife that he just got
like
married
this,
to.
like recently, or like during that
No,
time.
during that
Oh,
time
okay.
that he was getting divorced or whatever. And then the last I heard was that he still teaches just in a different
Get
school,
the
different
fuck outta
district. Yeah.
here.
Fuck that guy. I
Holy
don't remember his
shit.
name. If I knew it, believe me, I would say it.
That's
But
fucking crazy.
yeah, just disgusting.
That's what blows my mind is that they can still get jobs, you know, because
Mhm.
like they probably had to move, right?
Yeah. But she was so nasty. I think the only reason that they would be able to get a different job is because no one pressed serious charges. And if anything, it would be like misconduct or something. I think school districts wouldn't accept you if you had like obviously like a felony or something like that, which is why I feel like they get away with it, even though they should have like way more severe consequences. Like you cannot be around kids. Like you're
Right.
fucking gross.
Right.
But yeah.
So like, are they just able to explain the
Situation. I don't
situation,
even
right?
know like
how
how.
do they still get hired? Like they're by the principal, right? The principal does the hiring.
I
Yeah,
mean,
just,
I'm
like-
sure it's like any other job, you know, where it's like, well, you just don't tell them about your last employer, you know, or if you
Mm.
do, you lie, which is like, ugh.
Fuck.
I know.
So again, if you would like a pack of the air fresheners, the car fresheners, we still have a couple more. If you want to go ahead and leave a review,
Mhm.
make sure you leave your Instagram handle. If you've left a comment already, but you didn't leave your Instagram handle, reach out to us. Let us know. We'll still send
For
it to you.
sure. I know I did try to reach out to some of you guys that didn't have your Instagram handle, but I guessed it pretty right on the Instagram. So, but yeah, if you guys left one, didn't leave one, just DM us.
Mm-hmm.
We got you guys.
For sure.
But yeah, thanks guys.
Thank you.